I want to show you my step-by-step thinking process on how to create a winning Facebook ad this year in 2024. If you're new to the channel, you don't yet know who I am. My name is Justin, and I'm the founder at DataAdvertising.com, an online marketing growth firm specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. And with that said, we've generated over $30 million in client revenue over the last 3 years, and this year we're on track to spend $5.5 million on Facebook ads alone. So let's get straight into it. I've prepared a presentation, and I want to warn you by saying this is more theory, but it's very, very important theory. Like, this is the type of stuff that makes or breaks your ads. I felt lost without this knowledge about a year and a half ago. Like, my first year, I'd say, in this space, I was mindlessly running ads, honestly, for kind of everyone and anyone, and I wasn't really paying attention to how I was creating these ads. There was no really intent behind each ad that I was making, and then I was realizing, look, we're producing so many ad creatives for our clients, and it's a bit of a hit or miss. Like, I don't really know for a surefire way on how to make ads that work until I discovered these methods shared in this video. So I want to warn you once more, it has nothing to do with tactics, tricks, or gimmicks. I'm not about to share with you something today that, will be forgotten in a week and 2 weeks from now. The title of this video mentions 2024, but this is timeless. I can guarantee you that if you still watch this video in like 50 years from now, it is going to be accurate. It has nothing to do with media buying or the ad platform in question, right? I put a little asterisk here because of the audience and whatnot, but I'll get back to that. It has everything to do with marketing fundamentals. This is the one thing, the one acquired skill that allows me to have the confidence that I can take over any business moving forward. Would it be a lead generation, a local business, a SaaS, an app, an events, an info product, an e-commerce business, and I can comfortably run ads for that business because of these marketing fundamentals. So fundamentals in themselves are timeless, right? No matter the medium, which in this case, in this video, it's referred to as the ad platform, but it could also be a medium as in a newspaper, a radio ad, a TV ad, a billboard ad, right? No matter the medium or the industry, as I just mentioned, right? Could be info product, could be local business, could even be, within local business, right? There's tons of different industries. No matter the industry or the medium in which you'll advertise, the fundamentals never change, ever. It's the one thing as a marketer that you can always rely on, right? If iOS, 18, right, comes out and just messes up everything once again in the app platforms, if tomorrow morning a new social media comes around and then we move a lot of advertising spend to it, it doesn't matter because those fundamentals will allow you to be able to transition quickly and swiftly to these platforms and not be left behind. So that is the think in fundamentals. You have to think as a default mode, right? Just like as you wake up in the morning, you never ask yourself the question, should I just brush my teeth? You do it, right? It's automatic. Just like you don't ask yourself, should I go to the bathroom? No, you just do it, right? It's an automatic acquired skill. Well, it should become the same thing with fundamentals. You should just start thinking in fundamentals when you're presented an ad. I'll show you that in a second, right? But essentially that too is often forgotten, or actually I'll go back up. I said sequencing when building your ads, because a lot of people also focus on the thing itself, in this case is the fundamentals, but not on the sequence. One of the biggest lessons I've also had in business now is that it's not all about what you do, it's also about the sequence in which you do it, right? I could give you a full business plan as different pieces of the puzzle. I could not label them by number 1, 2, and 3, right? I could just kind of let you figure it out. But if you focus on step 3 before focusing on step 1, you won't have the same business as somebody who did the same steps as you, but in the right order, which the same thing applies to fundamentals. Now, what exactly am I talking about? How do you think in fundamentals? The fundamentals are, in my opinion, bundled essentially into 3 core steps in your advertising process. Those are the steps right here. Take a screenshot, pause this video, because this is everything for you as a marketer. So research, right? When it comes to research has, in my opinion, essentially these 5 core subpoints. Product. So researching about the product itself. What is the product about, right? What makes this product unique, which I'm going ahead essentially to B and C already, right? The mass appeal of that product. Why would people want this product at a mass? What are the reasons why pretty much the most amount of people out there would want to get a product like yours? So all the reasons for getting that product. But product description in itself, right? Which would be A. C, mechanism. What's unique about it? Your unique selling proposition. What do you do that other people don't do? Or perhaps what do you do that not a lot of people do, right? It's hard to really be unique, but you could be one of few essentially, right? Desire. Very important. What does your audience desire? Or perhaps if I flip it around, what desires does your product invoke, right? Or what desires does your product fulfill? Now, persona, researching about your target audience, right? So your customers, in this case as a marketer, right? Their beliefs, their psychographics, their daily actions. What do they like? What do they dislike? Why do they not like certain things, etc. You move on to concepting and positioning, which this is where it's important. I'll show you more application in a second, right? But concepting and positioning, right? Figuring out the mass market desire, very important. What is the difference between a mass market desire and a market desire, right? A market desire could be, I want to see my camera's megapixel go from 12 to 16 megapixel and my aperture to have a wider range, whatever. I'm just throwing some random stuff for my new phone, okay? Well, that's a market desire, right? There's probably a couple people that this is exactly what they want. Is that a mass market desire? Are there really that many people that want that? No, but if you advertise this as increasing camera quality, everybody wants more camera quality, just the same way everybody wants more battery life. If Apple framed it as like, we increased our milliamp power by 20%, okay, what does that do to me? We increased battery life by 2 extra hours in your day, allowing you to, I don't know, spend more time enjoying your digital life. Okay, now that's a mass market desire, right? Now, product performance, right? So that is describing the product in itself. So everything that is kind of compiling, I should say, everything that we discussed here, but bundling it up together. Okay, all of the features, all of the mechanisms of my product, great. How do they transform themselves into a benefit? So it's great now. So as an example, let's take back the same iPhone. Battery is of 2000 milliamp hour. Okay, great. But what does that do, right? Well, it gives you 10 hours of uninterrupted video streaming time. That is a benefit, right? So transforming your features into a benefit. Persona profiling. So compiling against kind of all of your research right here and building out persona profiles. You'll realize that. Going again, an iPhone, right? What is the persona for an iPhone? I could ask 100 of you guys. One of you could tell me, oh, well, an iPhone is a great tool for elderly, right? Because elderly, you know, it's very simple to use. It's probably one of the easiest smartphone out there to understand. It integrates well with everything, so it's simple for elders. That could be a persona, right? I want to target, you know, Suzanne and Karen and essentially sell them on this iPhone because of how easy to use it is. But I could also target a whole different persona, the young tech-savvy professional that just wants something that's snappy, fast, and helps them out on a day-to-day basis. Could also be useful to them. Or the mom, right? The mom that just wants to have a bigger screen and, you know, share her phone with her young kid, essentially, that just wants to watch, you know, YouTube videos and not bother anyone while, you know, they're eating dinner. Those are all different personas that can be targeted for same product. They all have mass market desires. In fact, most of them share similar mass market desires, but that's why you want to define what is the most likely to respond persona, or at least what is the one my company wants to go after. Now, creation, which is the last stage, matching the persona that you just defined to the desire you want to target, to the product feature and benefit you want to highlight, selecting the awareness level, which I'll get to in a second, and writing your brief, which is, in other words, writing your brief. What I mean is not just a UGC brief. I mean deciding what type of ad you're going to run. Is it a static or is it a video? Why? Why do you want to do static? Why do you want to do a video, right? You got to understand that. The only way to understand that is if you know your fundamentals, right? Technically, it's easier if somebody's more aware to hit them with a static. But if somebody's completely unaware, they don't know anything about your service, perhaps a video that explains more about it might make more sense. So that you define by the research phase. Going back to this right here, defining the brief once again. Now that you know all of this information, you can more confidently go out there, find ad inspiration that fits this research, this concepting and positioning, and match it to your brief. So the questions to ask yourself now move to something like this. You know, what is this industry sophistication stage? Because I hear a lot of beginners, right? How should I advertise, Justin? Should I do a static or should I do a video for this industry? What should my messaging be about? Like, how do I write copy for that industry? Or how do I write headlines? Or what should my offer be about? Like, all of these questions could be answered by doing this right. Because now the questions to ask yourself now, if I see a new ad, okay? If I go to the ads library and I see a brand new Facebook ad that I haven't seen before, I'll look at this ad from a whole different perspective, right? It's like, okay, what is this industry's sophistication stage? How aware is my target audience? Are they elders, like for this iPhone, right? Which are not really aware of, you know, different technologies, or, you know, they don't know much about it. Or is it the young tech savvy professional who's much more aware, right? What does my audience deeply desires or fears or regrets, perhaps? So I know how to tap into that within my advertising. I'm tallying on a recent video I just made, which goes about essentially the two things you want to target or you want to tap into when making an ad, which is pools of pains and pools of confidence. So you need to increase the confidence level the audience has in you, and you need to enhance the pain they're already feeling, right? Which we do no matter the product. I hear a lot of people telling me, well, what if my audience is product aware? Do I really need to enhance the desire or fear, you know, or regret? You do inherently. So if you sell a very simple like t-shirt, let's say branded with, I don't know, a football team, well, you could just sell like, here's a t-shirt, support your team, buy now. The desire is I want to support my team. The desire could be I want to look good when when I'm in the stadium and everybody, I want to feel part of the crowd. The desire is I want to express my love for my favorite team. Those are all still desires that are out there. Like the reason people buy things, even if they're product aware, it transcends the problem solution part, but it's more of a feeling that they want to have from your product, right? What does my audience do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis? You should tell me. Why do I care, right? Why should I care about that? Well, that adds context to your advertising. If you're advertising in a local business space and let's say you're an HVAC, right? Well, my audience potentially yearly wants to do maintenance on their, AC in their house, right? Well, that's great. I could advertise the yearly maintenance, right? What does my audience do daily? Well, daily they go ahead and turn on, they pick up the remote, they turn on the AC. Well, what if their AC leaks every day? That's something I could tap into my ad, right? I tap into their behaviors and their desires or fears. It's like, imagine this, you wake up in the morning, you pick up the remote, you turn on the AC because it's hot, you're out of breath, you're sweating and you're thirsty, right? You feel your throat being kind of stuck because of the fact there's no air during, I don't know, I'm inventing shit as we go, right? But it's like this whole storyline to then say like, and then catastrophe hits, the AC is leaking, you don't know what to do, your whole family is going to be sweating and hot. What do? You open up the windows, but then you have the neighbor cutting their lawn and then the noise comes in. No, you call their company and you get your AC fixed for the lowest price in the market. I just weaved my audience's desires and fears into their daily actions of picking up the remote, right? And turning it on. That's what I do. So how can I appeal to the widest range of people while still staying true to my core persona? I mentioned that again earlier, but it's like, how broad can you go with your desire that it encompasses the most amount of people that will buy your product without going too broad to a point where you're advertising to everyone and no one at the same time? This is the point where a lot of companies struggle at scale. You won't have that problem, by the way, so as long as you're probably within the 8-figure level. Like once you get to 9 figures and up, it's where it starts being interesting because you have to go so broad with your advertising to convert people to your brand or local business that it just becomes hard to stay true to the core messaging. That's where you get more into awareness-based market. But all in all, making sure that you go from a simple market desire to a mass market desire. So then what ends up happening? Most marketers, if they're beginners, they ask themselves questions like this, or they tell themselves comments like these ones, right? Oh, that ad looks nice, let me copy it, because they copy based on the look. It looks attractive, okay? Or, oh, that ad has been live for a while on the ads manager, right? I see it in the ads library of my competitor. It's been live for 6 months, so I assume it must be working, which is a great assumption, by the way. But then you go back to this, okay, it's been live for a while, so let me copy it. Great, but you're missing context. You don't understand why it works. When I look at an ad now, I ask myself questions like this. It's like, okay, this ad, as an example, has been live for a while on the ads library. I see it's been live for 6 months, so chances are it's working. But why is it working? What can I learn from this ad besides just copying it? I could straight up copy it from my competitor, but if I want to do better than my competitor, I have to be able to reverse engineer their ad and improve upon it. So how do I do that? Well, okay, now this ad has been live. It must be working. Why does it work? Well, what is the awareness level of this messaging, right? Am I targeting people who are product aware, right? Am I just selling the product, or am I bringing a big problem and offering a solution, or am I comparing my solution to other solutions out there, right? Unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware. So what's the awareness level of this? Okay, let me note this down. So I know that this ad of my competitor, as an example, is problem aware. So I want to replicate that. Now I need to know, I know at least that I need to make an ad that is problem aware. Great, let me continue. What desire or fear is being spoken of? Okay, we're talking about the leaks that people experience from their AC. Okay, great. So AC leaks is the fear, right? Or the fear of having an AC leak, the fear of paying too much, the fear of, okay, I know my audience is problem aware. Here are the problems they're aware of, and here are the fears spoken of in this ad. Great. Now I can keep on searching, right? Now that I found this one ad, well, let me try and look up more of my competitors on the ads library. Do they have similar ads? Do they, now that I know how to reverse engineer an ad, do they also have problem aware ad? Do they also talk about the fear of AC leaks? Which tells me how sophisticated now is my audience. Because if I find out that 1,000 more competitors out there are advertising the same awareness level, the same desires and fears, chances are I have a very sophisticated audience. So the way I speak has to be quite different than a completely unsophisticated audience in this case. So now, no matter the industry, this applies to it. I want to advertise an event. What is this event about, right? The product in itself. Why would a mass of people want to attend this event? Okay, great. How is this event different than other events out there? What are the desires of the people that would want to attend this event, or what desires can be hooked onto this event in itself? What are the different types of people that would want to attend this event? What do they believe in? What do they do on a day-to-day basis? Okay, great. Going back to it, I want to advertise HVAC services services essentially to a local audience. All right, great. Well, the product is the HVAC services. Well, how is my service different than other competitors, right? The mechanism. Why would people want my service? What desires or fears can people have in regards to my service? What is my typical persona like, right? Who do I target? Do I go after elders that just don't have the energy anymore to fix their HVAC system? Or do I go about the young family that just essentially is too busy to fix their HVAC system? So many ways to go about this, but this applies no matter the space, no matter the industry, no matter if you're going to write a newspaper ad, radio ad, do a podcast, or do an online ad like we do at paidadvertising.com. This applies. And if you've made it this far and you want to partner with a paid advertising partner for your e-commerce brand, click the link down below and book in a call to speak with our team at paidadvertising.com. And with that said, if you want to learn more about how to apply some of these marketing fundamentals to your advertising strategy, also check the link down below and join our free school community to learn more. On that note, I'm going to wish you an amazing day. Check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll be seeing you in next video. Peace.